Ever wish you could see tomorrow's news, like right now? Well, we're about to do something kind of like that. We're going to decode a news feed, but it's not from the past. Nope. We've got a snapshot from the future, and we're going to break down what it tells us about the world and maybe, just maybe, a little bit about ourselves.
So this is the big question, right? If you were to just open your phone on December 26, 2025, what stories would be fighting for your attention? And more importantly, what can we actually learn from that very specific mix of information?
Okay, so let's get one thing straight. We're not using a crystal ball here, not at all. Think of this more like media archaeology. We've got our hands on this one single news feed from the future, and we're going to dissect it piece by piece to really understand what makes it tick.
So where do we start our little archaeological dig? Let's go right to the top of the feed, with the stuff that always commands our attention: power, politics, and policy.
So on this particular day, the U.S. headlines were, well, they were a really interesting mix. You had a major new biometric security program rolling out at all the borders. But then, kind of funny, the federal government itself took a special 4-day holiday. But the story that was really causing a firestorm, that was a cultural and political battle right in the heart of Washington, D.C.
And yeah, this is what set the internet ablaze. The Kennedy Center, an absolute institution in American arts and culture for decades, was renamed just like that. And this one single act ignited a massive debate, pitting two very, very different presidential legacies against each other. It really tells you everything about the political divides of the era. A powerful symbol, literally written in stone. But you know how it is. The newsfeed is a global beast. While all that was simmering in the U.S., the feed whisks us away to a completely different part of the world where some huge national security developments were unfolding in India.
Two big stories were dominating the security feed over there. First, India successfully tested its K-4 submarine-launched ballistic missile, and that's a huge leap in its defense capabilities. At the exact same time, a top Maoist leader was neutralized in a major operation, which was a key development in a long-running internal conflict. I mean, these are stories with serious real-world consequences.
All right, so from the high-stakes world of geopolitics, the feed takes a really sharp turn, right into the realm of pure human achievement. We're talking sports, of course, where records get shattered, and on this day, a new legend was born.
So, I want you to just remember a number: 14. That's it. That's the age of a young cricketer named Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Now you're probably thinking, what could a 14-year-old possibly do to make global headlines? Okay, here's the next piece of the puzzle: 84. That's how many balls he faced in a professional match. For those of you who don't follow cricket, trust me, that is not a lot of time to make your mark. Or is it? Yeah, think again. In just 84 balls, this 14-year-old phenom scored an absolutely unbelievable 190 runs. He didn't just play well. He sent actual shockwaves through the entire sports world. And here is the jaw-dropping detail. He didn't just break a record. He shattered the world record for the fastest 150 runs, a milestone held by the absolute legend A.B. de Villiers. That's a feat people are going to be talking about for years and years to come. But the sports feed wasn't just about the new kids on the block. It was also celebrating the classics. The legendary Boxing Day Test match for the Ashes was in full swing, with Steve Smith's Australia taking on Ben Stokes' England. The big story for the Aussies was the huge return of their fast bowler, Jai Richardson, who'd been out for 4 years. So, from the hallowed grounds of the sports stadium, the feed shifts gears again, this time to the cultural arena. This is where we find the stories that captivate us, the celebrities we follow, and, those viral moments that we all end up talking about. And the entertainment feed on this day was a true emotional roller coaster. You had a story of timeless stardom, a massive blockbuster hit, and a heartbreaking tragedy, all sitting right there, side by side, competing for our attention. This simple quote just perfectly sums up that first story. At 71 years old, the legendary actress Rekha went viral after a designer posted this stunning Christmas photo of her. The internet just exploded with admiration, calling her the very definition of timeless grace. It's just an amazing testament to her enduring appeal.
Now let's talk about a number that tells its own story: 633 crore rupees. That was the staggering box office total for Ranveer Singh's new film, Dhurandhar. A number like that tells you it's way more than just a movie. It's a full-on cultural event. And then the third story. The tragic death of former child star Amani Dia-Smith at just 25 served as this really somber reminder of the dark side of fame. Okay, So we've journeyed through politics, sports, and entertainment. Now it's time to kind of zoom out and ask the big question. What's the common thread here? What's the secret sauce that actually makes a story trend?
I mean, just think about the ground we've covered. From biometric border security to a teenage sports prodigy. From a politically charged building name to a blockbuster movie and a sudden tragedy. What can this totally random-seeming collection of stories really tell us about the nature of news itself?
Well, when we crunch the numbers, a really fascinating picture starts to emerge. Our news feed is basically a cocktail. You've got US and world news and entertainment each taking up a big 30% slice. Sports is right behind them at 25%, and national security, while it's smaller, still carves out a pretty significant 15% of the pie. So the key takeaway here is that the news feed is this carefully put together collage. It's a symphony of stories that are designed to play on all of our emotions and interests. You have the serious stuff, the inspiring stuff, the glamorous stuff, and the tragic stuff, all jostling for our eyeballs in one single endless scroll. So what is trending news really? Based on this deep dive, it's not just about what's important in the old school sense. It's a powerful, carefully crafted cocktail of information, emotion, and pure spectacle, all engineered with one primary goal: to grab your attention and not let it go. And that leaves us with a final question that kind of echoes long after we've closed the app. If this is the feed, what is it feeding? Is it our intellect, our empathy, or is it just our bottomless appetite for the next big thing? That's something for all of us to think about. Thanks for tuning in.